we're back. We're back after a weekend of the death of another of the zombie. Ah, it's sad. Anyways, the zombie's dead. Anyways, I'm Chris. You got Pretty Pete up in the left-hand corner. You got Dangerous Dan Park in the top right. Okay, so we're back, guys. How did we feel about this? It was partly amazing, but partly sad at the same time. Yeah, Dan? Pete?
Yeah, go Dan. Go on, Dan.
I had the zombie winning comfortably, and, just as about to shut it down, I just see him drop dead. I'm going, what the fuck just happened? And it was a beautiful KO. Like, all props to Yair, and I loved it. So from now on, I'm going to start throwing those uppercut elbows.
Why not? Apparently they work. Don't know how often that's going to work, but fuck, it worked once. That's all we need. I mean, the judges had the Korean Zombie winning that fight as well. So he was definitely winning that fight up until the point, that final second of the fight where he just gets put to sleep. And probably the KO of the year.
I had him winning too. Yeah, I thought when I first watched it, like live when I was watching it, I thought he just dropped out of exhaustion at the buzzer.
Mm.
And then watched it again, I was like, oh shit. But my take on it, one thing that fucking shits me when I'm watching these fights.
I know what you're about to say.
You know what I'm going to say, because it fucking happened like 38 million times in the last round. Alright, if they start the 5th round, they shake hands, a bit of a hug, and then continue. Don't fucking do that shit in the middle of the round. There's like a minute to go in the fight, and that's why this cunt got knocked out. Because he lost focus. He was fucking hugging and fucking high-fiving his opponent. He lost focus, he rushed, and it was an amazing strike, and he did mean to try and throw that. But there's no fucking chance he's getting caught with some dumb shit like that if he was focused. He lost focus when he's hugging him and fucking kissing and all that shit, and that's why he got knocked out.
Yeah.
Focus. The fight's on. Hands up, focus, fight. Don't hug and kiss and shit with the guy that's trying to fuck you up.
There's 10 seconds left in the fight, and they decide to shake hands, look at the crowd, kiss each other's nuts, and then elbow one guy in the face.
That's why he got knocked out. Because he lost the focus, and he just lunged in like a maniac.
Actually, a couple of my mates are like, "Oh, that was easily like fight of the year." I'm like, no, if they didn't like suck each other's dick about 15 times in that final round, maybe it would have been fight of the year. But there was too much. Do that maybe once if you want. Do that one high five in the middle of the round, and then cool.
Exactly.
But
not fucking hugging, and then they stop. Like you said, they stopped and they're looking around and they're like.
I don't understand why they did that, but yeah. Enough on the negative, but it was a great fight.
Oh, yeah, good fight. I was before the fight. I was hoping, I was wishing that wasn't the main event, and it was the co-main, and Mike Perry and Cerrone went for 5 rounds, but they didn't even go 1 round, so it worked out for the best. And you know what? Even if I would have loved to watch Frank Edgar fight, but if he didn't pull that injury, we wouldn't have got that fight, and that's a better fight than what would have happened between Frankie and Korean Zombie. So I think anyway.
Yeah, more than likely. Fuck, who knows? Either way, we got a great fight. And that's 2 weeks in a row we've had, like, potential fights of the year. So, you got to be happy with that. Because the week previous, we had Weidman and Jacare. And also Lando Venada's fight, which I don't think many people watched that because that was down on the prelims. But that was ridiculous with both guys getting dropped in every single round. So, that was a fun fight as well. So, it's 2 weeks of just phenomenal fights. So, I'm hoping we can follow that up in this coming week because I think we got 7 weeks of just straight fights. For the next 7 weeks, we got a fight on every weekend, a UFC fight.
Nice.
So yeah, do you guys reckon that's KO of the year or finish of the year? By far,
must be one of.
I can't think of anything that tops that. Like Jacare, the way he finished Weidman, I thought that was at the top, and then this just fucking flew past it.
Nothing's beating that.
Nah.
But just going back to what Peter said, the Korean Zombie wouldn't have been knocked out if it wasn't for all the hugging and stuff like that. And I kind of agree with him. And the reason as to why is all that hugging and stuff like that and sitting back that, 5 to 10 seconds, it really makes a lot of difference. And I use that same tactic all the time in the later rounds. Like when I'm sparring, I use that tactic all the time where I'm just like, put my hand out to go for another, hand touch just to give me that extra second to breathe. And if it wasn't for these kind of things, right?
Keep that in mind, Pete. Keep that in mind. Next time he's sparring you and he's doing that, just fuck it. Punch him. Punch him dead in the face.
I'll tickle him.
Sorry, go on.
They'd be too exhausted, and the Korean Zombie would, be too tired to bum rush that, and Yair Rodríguez, have that. Yeah, but basically I agree with Peter, and one of the reasons as to why there was so much hugging and, sucking each other's dicks, basically, is because, number one, props, we're having a great fight, and number two, we're having a bit of a breather.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. Makes sense. Because that was... Fuck, how can you not be tired after, 2 rounds of a fight like that? Because, yeah, they're just going at it. Did you see Yair's foot? That thing was swelled up purple. That was bad. He broke his foot in the first round.
Oh, jeez. That sucks.
Yeah. I assume that's why he stopped throwing the leg kicks, because he was having a lot of success with that in the early rounds. But,
good on him.
One thing that, a few people are probably going to say is, the fact that, because it's a very unconventional way of knocking a guy out, everyone's going to say, oh, it was lucky. Yeah, it was lucky.
Oh, it was. It was incredibly lucky. Fuck yeah, it was lucky.
But everything's lucky. If you land a right hand, how many right hands do you throw until you finally land the one that knocks someone out?
Oh, no, definitely. He meant to do that.
Yeah.
But the incredible luck you would have to time that. You can't tell me, oh, yeah, this is the perfect time, and he's thrown it. He's stuck down and gone, oh, fuck. Just throw it up,
Yeah, no.
I don't think this cunt's in the gym and his trainer's leaning over him and he's going into the pad.
Apparently Ferguson does.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah, that one guy. But
that one guy.
But yeah, I don't know. I just get a bit annoyed when people start saying, "Oh, that was just pure luck." It's like it's all luck. There's a sense of luck in everything. But if you throw it, then you fucking threw it. You deserve all the praise for fucking landing it.
Yeah. And it landed clean. Like Jacko's punch on Weidman didn't land completely clean.
It landed on the forehead.
He landed on the forehead and then he fucking sort of skimmed over him. Whereas this hit him clean on a jaw, and you can actually see Zombie's jaw go. Yeah. That's what I think makes it look even better. Like if he had clipped him in the side of the head and thing had fallen and whatever, took another shot or two, it wouldn't have looked as good as him being completely out with his jaw out that way and his head out that way.
That was bad. That was a bad KO.
Yeah.
That was bad.
Sound like that commercial from years ago. My head went that way, my legs went that way. Do you guys remember that, or am I the only one?
Yeah, the kid telling the story in the backyard like that. I can't remember what it. It's a little blonde kid, isn't he, in a school uniform?
Yeah, I think so.
I remember it.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. Oh man,
that's really.
I feel like it's a good time to be an MMA fan because we've had a couple of good weeks of fights, and a lot of people are talking about this fight, so it's getting some interest. So it's good. Anyways, let's move on to the co-main because that was just as awesome, with Donald Cerrone submitting Mike Perry and apparently breaking his arm.
I saw it. That's bullshit.
It is? Okay.
Perry posted himself. It's the arms. There's nothing wrong with the bone. He reckons it's maybe just ligaments or something.
Yeah, it'd be torn ligaments and shit like that.
That came from him. That didn't come from the medical report. That came from him.
Yeah.
That it was broken.
Yeah. Well, he was saying he heard it pop, so that was obviously the ligaments that were popping, not bones.
Yeah.
Which is just as bad. And that generally that's what when you do an armbar, that's where it should be popping. It shouldn't be popping on the forearm. If you're popping the forearm, then you haven't got the armbar in the right spot.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was. I tell you what. Well, I fell asleep for this fight because I tried watching Duran Duranami and Raquel Pennington fight, and I passed out, and I woke up, and I saw Cerrone's hand raised in the air. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? How long was I asleep for? And I was really upset, so I had to go back and rewatch that. But yeah, I thought
it was alright. It was nothing special. It was alright.
No, it was more just the fact that Cerrone won. Was good. The fact that Cerrone won is, I think, what most people found good. I mean, it made me happy.
Yeah.
Because I know. I don't like seeing Cerrone lose. It makes me sad, especially when he's lost 4 of his last 5. Let me check that out.
I'm not a Cerrone fan. I don't think I've ever actually cheered for him to win a fight.
Really?
Oh yeah, I wanted to win this one. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like I don't dislike. I'm just indifferent to him, I suppose. I'm just like,
Yeah, fair enough. Each to their own. I'm a fan.
You know what? I find the guys that are cocky wankers, right? When they're on top, they're cocky wankers. And once they start to lose a few, they calm down a little bit. And I feel like that's what he's done. When he was a lightweight, he was a little bit too a little bit yappy.
Was he? I don't remember him.
He was a bit of a cocky prick. I remember in the lead up to the RDA fight where he got smoked.
Yeah, he got smoked pretty bad in that one.
I think he's gone back to lightweight. I can't see him making a challenge for the title.
No, he probably won't make a challenge for a title, but there's so many more fun fights for him down at lightweight, and a lot more competitive fights because up at welterweight he's fighting all these guys that are so much bigger than him. So if you go skill for skill, yeah, he might be better than some of these guys, but then if he's not and they're bigger than him, he gets beaten. We saw that with Till and Masvidal, supposedly the same size.
You know what? When he won those 3 or 4 in a row, or whatever at welterweight, he wasn't saying it's too small. He was like, "Nah, this is perfect. I should have done this ages ago."
Yeah,
no, it's too small.
That's how it goes every time. But if you can make lightweight and these other guys can't make lightweight, then you're probably better suited for lightweight.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, that was good to see, especially after the whole Winklejohn and whatever the fuck was going on there, siding with Perry over the guy that's been training with him for years. So yeah, that was good.
Let's see. Can Donald Cerrone beat Tony Ferguson? I say yes. Can he beat McGregor? Yes. Can he beat Dustin Poirier? Yes. Can he beat Kevin Lee? How does Cerrone do against wrestlers?
He's pretty good because he's good off his back. But RDA was able to take him down and control him.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
In their first
fight. Didn't RDA beat him up?
No, in the second fight, he smashed him.
In the second fight, he got beat up with a body shot. But he hasn't really. He hasn't really fought any wrestlers. They've mostly been strikers or wrestlers that have now fallen in love with striking.
I think Kevin Lee beats him. I think Khabib ass rapes him. I think Ferguson beats him, and I think McGregor knocks him out.
Really interesting. I'm not saying who beats who. I'm just saying can. Does he have a shot? Yes, maybe yes. He's already lost.
Yeah, of course he does.
Ali Quinta, I think he beats Ali Quinta easily. Anthony Pettis, he's already lost. Justin Gaethje. That's an interesting fight. I'd love to see that, actually.
I thought that was a fight they were going to make until it's now been said that Gaethje's going to be fighting Pettis.
Pettis, really?
Yeah.
I got Gaethje in that one. I got Gaethje winning that one. Pettis does not do well against people like him.
Pettis doesn't do well against many people these days.
Yeah. If you look at his fight against, Tony was in front of his face. Justin Gaethje's just better at it. So, yeah.
So I'm just trying to find these rankings. Fuck, it's just coming up with the fights. Pound for pound.
That's a weird one.
Lightweight. There we go.
From that.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyways, so he's going down to lightweight. Cool beans. Drainer ran me. She won. Cool beans. She might get another fight with Nunes, or she might get another fight with Holm. She's got a few rematches out there that can be a bit of fun. Bit of fun for the build-up. The fight themselves probably will be a snowfest like this one. Anyways, moving on. We got fights next week, and no one's very pumped about them. So, Pete, do you want to pick a fight? What fight there interests you the most, even though there's very little?
I'm not going to say it interests me the most because it doesn't really interest me. But I think Lamas and Darren Elkins will be a good fight.
I agree.
Just because they're both in entertaining fights all the time. Both have a wrestling background. Both can have somewhat of a chin. Well, Darren Elkins definitely does. Ricardo Lamas has shown, he can take a shot. So yeah, I think the wrestling game, they'll probably negate each other, so they'll just bang it out on the feet. I think. Yeah. And again, like it's not going to be. I'm not saying it's like a fight of the year contender or anything, but it'll just be the most interesting of the few fights, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
I agree. I think it's good.
I also agree. Dan, what's your fight? What fight are you most interested in?
It would be interesting to watch the main event fight because Neil Magny is like the gatekeeper. If you beat Neil Magny, you know, you're a top fighter. So, see how it goes.
Yeah, that'll send. If Ponzinibbio wins, then he needs a big fight.
Yeah. Ponzinibbio, I feel like he's being a little bit overrated, to be honest.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, he beat Mike Perry, but he fucking struggled against Mike Perry. He beat Gunnar Nelson, but he poked him in the eye like 5 times before he knocked him out.
You know what, though? Gunnar Nelson didn't complain about the eye poke as soon as it happened because he thought he was going to win the fight. He was about to win it. And then when he lost the momentum, he was like, oh, my eye. Why didn't he stop when he first got eye poke?
The thing is, he never said, oh, my eye. He got knocked out cold, so he never got a chance to say shit. He just woke up and he's like,
That was his complaint. His complaint was the eye poke. But then why didn't he stop when he got eye poked? He didn't stop because he thought he was about to get the upper hand. And then when he didn't get the upper hand, he blames the eye poke.
Yeah, well, that's a smart thing to do. If you get eye poked, but you have the upper hand, of course you're going to continue with it. You're going to try and go with your momentum.
Well, look, if it was that bad,
have you? No. Did you see the eye poke? They showed a still picture of it. It went knuckle deep.
Yeah, but if it was that debilitating to him that it cost him the fight, how did he continue? He didn't even stop momentarily. He was able to continue because he thought he had the victory. And when he fucked it, he was...
No, but he never mentioned the eye poke.
After the fight, he did.
No, I don't recall him ever saying anything about the eye poke.
Yeah.
Right. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Because I remember that was like the whole story behind it, how he never actually mentioned the eye poke. It was actually everyone else complaining about it.
I'm pretty certain he mentioned the eye poke.
Okay, fair enough.
Or John Kavanagh did, one of the two.
Probably John Kavanagh.
One of the two blamed the loss on the eye poke.
Either way, the eye pokes were pretty damn brutal. So I'm not putting too much into that fight. And he also beat Norden Taleb, who's now like 40 at this point.
I don't think Ponzinibbio is a title challenger really, but if he does win, he does need a top 5, just in a natural progression of things.
Yeah,
he does need a top 5.
It'll be good to see him as a top 5, so we can put him back like at the lower rankings where he belongs. Neil Magny though, he belongs up there. He's gonna smoke, absolutely smoke this guy.
I think Ponzinibbio is gonna knock him out.
I think that's wishful thinking.
Bang! One of those. Another one of those.
Neil Magny's too long, too rangy. He's gonna hit Ponzinibbio on the soft part of his head and bounce his head off the canvas. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. No, you just look through Neil Magny's competition. Jesus, he's faced like Hector Lombard, Calvin Gastelum, Eric Silva, beat all 3, beat Carlos Condit, obviously the later end of his career, beat Johnny Hendricks, later end of his career. But still, he's actually beat names as opposed to Ponzinibbio, who's poked a guy in the eye and beat a one-dimensional Perry.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay. I know you guys have picked the main 2 fights. I guess I'll just say the Cynthia Calvillo fight, mainly because it's just interesting to see how she's gonna bounce back after after a loss to Carla Esparza, because she was on a bit of a roll. She had about 4 fights in 1 year, and she won all of them. Beat Joanna Calderwood, which was a big win for her, and then she lost to Carla Esparza. So it'd be good to see how she comes back from that. Okay, so that's last week's fights and this week's fights. Anything else going on, Dan?
Yes.
You have a couple of things.
I have a question.
A question.
Ooh,
we like questions.
How
are they from the fans?
Does Bellator raises your reputation to become a legitimate rival to the UFC?
It can't.
It can't?
It can. It's just going to take a long time.
It can't. Why do you think like that, Peter?
Because I feel like, several reasons. The money's not there. The UFC can pay their top guys more than Bellator can pay their top guys.
Yep.
Or they want to, they've shown. But I think in it, again, sorry to use my wrestling analogies, but the UFC is the WWE of mixed martial arts. More people know what UFC is than MMA is, right? And it's just the brand value in the name. People are always going to hear UFC and go, "Oh, that's the pinnacle," sort of thing. Like, it might happen, like Chris said, but it would take a long, it'd be like a generational gap, you know. And it wouldn't. And it's the fact that Bellator needs not one guy. Like, you could have Conor McGregor go to Bellator, and it still wouldn't be bigger than the UFC. They need several homegrown guys in their divisions that are world beaters. You know, and it's just not really possible anymore these days because everyone goes to the UFC. Everybody.
Yeah.
So you're.
But it's just ingrained. I feel like the UFC is just ingrained in people's mindsets now. It's just there. You know, it's just that bigger beast now. It's going to be hard to match it.
Yeah. I don't disagree with anything that you say there, but I do think that there is a way for Bellator to catch up at the very least, and that's by the UFC just doing what they're doing now. Champ versus champ fights, all these money fights, constantly just throwing these big fights out there that are just devaluing these fights. Like, champ versus champ fights should be big, but they're throwing that many of them out at the moment. They no longer mean anything. We had Daniel Cormier versus Stipe for the heavyweight championship. It meant nothing. No one watched the fight. The three of us did. Can you name any other friends that don't normally watch the UFC that watch the fight? That should have been a big fight, but because we're just throwing these fights out so often now. You got TJ Dillashaw fighting Cejudo for the flyweight title, and then you got Cyborg fighting Nunes. Well, that one makes sense because there's no one for either of them to really fight at the moment. But there's just a lot of these fights happening, so it's just completely devaluing what all these fights should mean.
That's true, but then at the same time, you got fucking Bellator main eventing Ken Shamrock and Hoist Gracie over actual meaningful fights.
Yeah, well, that's because they're trying to put names out there, and they haven't done that in a while. Now they're actually building up their star power, and they're doing a decent job.
And they run a heavyweight Grand Prix with 4 heavyweights.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, but they're just using names. Yeah, I'm not saying that Bellator's going to catch up in credibility. They're not going to, maybe they will eventually, but at the moment they're taking their time. As I said, it'll take a while. But if the UFC continues on the path of just money fight, eventually, as we found out, these money fights don't make any money unless you have Conor McGregor attached to it.
I think their best bet, Dan, to further answer your question, is not to be a competitor to the UFC, but to go the one championship route and be an alternative to the UFC.
That's interesting.
That's what I think.
They've kind of already done that, though, haven't they?
Yeah, like differentiate themselves, through the use of Grand Prix. I like the Grand Prix schedules. The structure. The schedule's a little bit fucked up. I feel like they should have had 2 fights per card.
It should have been over.
But I like the tournament thing because, one gripe people have with the UFC is people getting title shots when they shouldn't get title shots, right? You can't really have that argument when you have a tournament structure. Because the guy that comes through and wins a title, he fucking deserves it.
Yeah.
You know, even if he's come through the weaker side of the bracket, he still deserves it. He's still gone through the tournament where it had all these guys. You know? I think their best bet is, being an alternative. Differentiating themselves somehow, like they are with the Grand Prix and stuff like that.
I agree. I like the Grand Prix.
Yeah, no, they are fun. Just as you said, they don't take about, 6 months to have them. Well, no, probably longer than that now. Maybe 10 months to finish them off.
If you could get it done within 6 months, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Sorry, one more thing. Sorry, just to chime in again. One way they could, but it would never happen, but it'd be fun as fuck if they did. If they did some kind of co-promotional champ versus champ fights and the Bellator champs came on top.
With the UFC, that's never happening.
It would never happen, but that would be one way.
Remember they tried that? Remember Dana White tried that with Chuck Liddell?
Yeah.
In Pride?
And he got
beat up over it and he got fucked up.
He got screwed over so bad in that because the deal with that was that Chuck Liddell was going to go over fight in their tournament, and then they were going to have Vanderlei Silva come over and fight Randy Couture for the title.
Yeah.
Or maybe a non-title fight or something like that, just to see who really has the best champion. But then after Liddell went over there and did the thing, so the UFC held up their end of the bargain. Pride's like, What, you thought we were serious? You fool, Dana White, you fool! And they just laughed at him in their strong Asian accents. Oh.
Yeah. Because Vanderlei starts Rampage after that. Like, brutal knockout.
Yeah, and he probably would have done the same to Randy Couture at that point as well. Actually, no. I don't know, because Randy was good at stopping Vitor. But Vitor was beat before he walked in there, all 3 times.
I think Randy would have fucked him. Randy was too big for him as well.
Yeah, no, I take that back. I forgot that he just manhandled strikers at that point in time, unless, that striker's name was Liddell, and it was the second fight. Yeah, no. Didn't you have a few more things to say about Bellator and the fights coming up?
They've got a card this Saturday. It's a shit card aside from 2 fights. Patricio Pitbull is defending against Emmanuel Sanchez. Emmanuel Sanchez is dynamic. I've watched him fight before. He's good, but he's going to get fucked up. And the other fight is Phil Davis against Vladimir Nemkov, who I've seen fight before, and it's pretty good. So it'll be interesting because I rate Phil Davis in top 10 light heavyweight. So if Vladimir wins, it means, hey, watch out. Mm-hmm. But aside from that, the card is shit.
Fair enough. Yeah. Oh, well, that's 2 good fights. Peter, anything going on that you want to talk about?
What was the guy's name? Stan Nedkov, was it?
Vladimir Nemkov.
Stan, I know the one you're thinking of because he fought in the UFC for a little bit.
Yeah, I was trying to think. Is that guy? No, a different guy. Hey, next week, Chuck Liddell versus Tito Ortiz.
Yeah.
God.
I sent you guys a promotion. It's fucking bad. It's so bad.
Did you guys see Chuck hitting pads?
Yes.
So you guys have sent it. Yeah, Chris, you sent it to me. Oh, fuck me, that's bad.
Nah, that has to be bullshit. It has to be sandbagging. It's no way that's true.
Perillo said that that it's probably a hoax because there's no way that he can hit pads that bad.
I agree.
Apparently, Chuck's always been he's always looked really shit when he's done the open workouts. I never watched these open workouts back when he was in the UFC, but apparently he always looked really shady on the pads. So I don't know how much truth there is to that, but he looked bad.
He's getting double legged within the first 15 to 20 seconds, and he'll get. Tito Ortiz is going to look like 1999 Tito Ortiz.
Yeah, I'm with Peter on this one. I think Tito is going to destroy Chuck.
He is going to fucking mangle him.
Pete, I think about 99% of the MMA fan base out there are with you on that one.
And you want to know why he's going to fucking mangle him? A, he's been competing sort of recently, right? Mm. So he's been in shape. And he hasn't, like Chuck Liddell, been abusing his body with cocaine and alcohol for the last 7 years without training. So
cocaine and biddies.
It's been 7 years. It's been 7 years.
Mm. You know what? You could say that Tito sucked the life out of him, seeing as that was his last TKO win. And then he lost to Chuck Liddell, lost to Keith Jardine, won a fight against Vanderlei, which was close, and then got KO'd by Rashad Evans, KO'd by Shogun, and then KO'd by a one-arm Rich Franklin.
Oh, he's gonna. I don't know. I hope it's not too bad, but I hope he's getting fucking paid a lot.
Yeah, they will be. This is
he's gonna get fucking spanked. They will be, and no one's gonna buy tickets, and no one's gonna buy the pay-per-view.
Well,
and Golden Boy will never do another MMA show again.
Here's the thing that's kind of a bit weird. Tito Ortiz came out and said that he's not making a purse from this. His money is coming from the pay-per-view buyers.
Oh wow! Is that how they did it?
Yeah, that's what Tito Ortiz has said. I don't know. Tito Ortiz talks a lot of shit, so who knows if that's actually true. But surely. That's what he said.
I mean,
Chuck Liddell, I'm not sure. So I don't know anyone that knows about this fight.
I would just like to know who at Golden Boy thought this was a good idea. Like, in terms of a business sense, who the fuck's going to buy this? No one's going to buy it. Yeah.
What's the actual card? I think there's a couple of good fights on the card. Like, not good, but interesting. A couple of interesting fights.
If this fight card, because I've seen the undercard, if this fight card happened in 2007, it'd be pretty good.
Shit, where is... How do I find it?
Type in, type in... But I don't think Chuck Liddell is going to be as bad as he looks on the pad workouts. I think he's going to come out, juiced to the gills. And yeah.
He looks physically good.
He doesn't look as... Yeah, he definitely doesn't look as chubby as he used to look coming into fights.
Yeah, he looks physically good. He's probably juicing, but they're probably both juicing.
Hey, Gleison Tebow, he's fighting on this card. It's going to be a catch weight as well because he's way too chunky to make a lightweight anymore. Who else? Jay Silver? I don't know.
Efrain Escudero's on there.
Yeah, Efrain's always good to watch. His record doesn't really represent him well enough. Yeah, that should be alright. I'll watch it at the pub so I don't have to pay for it.
I'll stream it.
Don't say that. You'll get in trouble. The cops will get you.
I've got a friend who may or may not. His name might rhyme with Ram Dark. He sends me links.
Ram Dark.
Ram Dark. He sends me links to these shows.
That's hilarious. Alright, I don't have anything to really talk about. If I do, I've already forgotten it. So, shall we call this a podcast?
Sounds good.
Let us.
Okie dokies. Dan, do you have anyone to thank?
I would like to thank my parents for bringing me to life.
That's not what I was getting at, but...
I would like to thank Chris and Peter for having me.
Not what I was getting at. I mean, like, something in regards to cutting holes in doors, maybe?
Oh! Aussie Pet Doors. If you need a pet door, buy it from Aussie Pet Doors.
There we go. Yeah. Oh, did you say the website? I wasn't listening. I was too busy laughing.
AussiePetDoors.com.au.
Okay, cool. Peter, from you?
And we'd also like to thank our principal sponsor, Scammer Gym. If you Facebook Scammer Gym or Scammer Fight Club, one of the two on Facebook, it'll pop up. Give them a like, give them a rating, suss the place out. Best place in the southeast of Melbourne if you want to train martial arts.
Yes, and that's Scammer spelled SKAMMA.
Yep.
So what does that stand for?
School of
Kickboxing and Mixed Martial Arts.
You'd think I'd know that by now. Yeah. Anyways, I'm doing Movember, so I'll leave the link below. Donate like $1 to this chocolate Elmo. I'm doing it for him. And the dudes with prostate cancer and all that shit. So yeah, donate to that, and also like, share, subscribe. We're on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Am I missing anything? I think that's it. Anyways, you'll see.
The screen froze for a second, and you were looking at me like this.
That's how I always look at you, Pete. Hey, wait. You before we finish this off, either of you guys going to be at wrestling this weekend?
I will be attending, but I won't be training because my knee's fucked still. But I will be there.
Fair enough. Well, I'll see you guys there.
Hey.
All right.
Welcome.
Peace out. Love you all long time.
Peace out.
Hit the music.